the data shows that one of the best things you can do in your life to maximize your long-term health and increase your probability of at least some joy is to have a functional, long-term, intimate relationship. And so you have to attend to that, and a huge part of that is the development of these shared visions. And it's really useful to develop microvisions. And so, well, how often do you want to have sex? People hate that question, and so they avoid it. They say, well, you know, we don't really want to be that calculating about it. It's like, okay, right, whatever. We're going to parameterize this. Once a year. It's like, no, that's probably too little. Okay, 15 times a day. It's like, no, that's probably too much. It's somewhere between once a year and 15 times a day. Let's see if we can narrow that in. And this does make people uncomfortable, right? They don't want to specify their needs and wants. I think they're embarrassed that they need anything, right? So it's just fundamental shame. Like it's that same exposure of nakedness. And then they're unwilling to share the information with their partner because it's revealing. And then they're afraid they're going to be rebuffed, and they're afraid they're going to get into a fight. They've got lots of reasons not to want to do it. And they don't want to have the difficult conversation up front. Okay, let's be reasonable about this. It's going to be some number of times a week. You guys have jobs, you have kids, you're busy. You're not going to have a hot date every night. You just don't have time for it. And so why don't we be reasonable about it? We could try, let's aim for something like twice a week. Or maybe we could start with once a week, because once is a lot more than zero. And then they say something like, well, you know, we did all that dating when we were dating, and now we don't want to do that anymore. It's like, okay, so what are you saying here exactly? You're saying that you don't want any more romance, and you don't want any more hot sex, and you don't want to put any work into it, and it's just going to happen magically, even though it's clearly not happening. That's your theory. And then let's run that theory out. Okay, so now you have new kids, and it's going to be like that for a few years, maybe till they're 10 or 11. You're going to be occupied with your family. And so now you have a sexless marriage with no intimacy for a decade. So what does that look like in like 2032 when you're in divorce court?